What is up, everyone? My name is Cooper. Thank you all so much for being here today. If you've never been on a cruise before, or if you've only been on one or two cruises, or maybe you haven't been on a cruise in a long time, whatever the case may be, I want to give you a handful of tips to make sure that your cruise is the best experience possible. Make sure you stay to the very end because I'm going to give you a bonus tip, something that I do personally that maximizes my experience. But the very first thing I want to talk about, which is something that you will read everywhere, is to arrive at least one day early. Now, I say this not only because planes get delayed and Murphy's Law happens, or you might have to drive to the port, whatever the case may be. I actually had to be here by 3. It's 2:57. But you also want to be well rested for embarkation day, which is really what my first tip is, to be well rested when you're boarding the ship. Sometimes we book our cruises 300, 400 days in advance, and we're really working up to this moment where we actually get on the ship. If you arrive a day early, you will be well rested for when you're boarding the ship. You will be able to attend all the parties, you will be able to eat all the food you want, and then you will be able to attend more parties and eat more food. Make sure you're rested before you board the ship. Another tip I like to mention is to make sure you're traveling light. Make sure you're packing light. You don't need a lot of different outfits. You don't need a lot of different pairs of shoes. You don't need a lot of different pairs of swimsuits. Cruise life isn't fashionable. Cruise life is about being comfortable. And we don't need to be changing our clothes twice a day. And number one, no one's going to notice. Number two, no one's even going to care. It's just being who you are. Now, one cool thing about Carnival Cruises, there's a washer and dryer on every single deck. And if you ever want to do a load of laundry, it's $9. And I'm talking washer, dryer, and detergent. So if you have the option of checking a bag, an extra bag, versus doing a load of laundry for $9, I mean, it's easier, you're traveling lighter, you're more mobile. Just be free. Another tip I like to give is you don't need to book an excursion right away, or you don't even need to book an excursion through the cruise line. You can find out what you want to do in whatever port, whatever city that you're in, and figure out how to get there and how to get back. Be a responsible adult, of course, but if you go on TripAdvisor, you go on Yelp, you go on Google, you can read through lots and lots of reviews and come to your own conclusions like, hey, this might be a cool spot, that might be a cool spot. And if you find an excursion that Carnival offers, maybe you can find that same excursion on TripAdvisor for 40% of the price. There's been times where I've booked an excursion that was, I did my own excursion. I didn't book it through the cruise line. I found out how to get there on my own, and it was reasonably cheaper, and the money goes to the local economy, not the Carnival Cruise Line, which I personally like a lot. So don't feel pressured to book an excursion right away. Do your own research. Just make sure you're back at the ship on time, because you do run the risk of getting left if you were to be late for any reason. Another tip I would like to give you is to get to know the ship and get to know the itinerary of the ship. On Carnival Cruises, before the ship sets sail, there's actually a ship tour that takes place. I think the fun squad or someone from the entertainment squad actually takes you around. You go through the atrium lobby. They show you everything about guest services. They'll show you where the casino is. They'll show you where the top Lido deck is and all the pools. They'll show you where the jacuzzis are. They'll show you where the Serenity section is. Everything, the dining room. This is really good if you have never been on a cruise before, or if you've never been on the ship before, or maybe it's one of those mega ships where you can actually get lost on. Take the ship tour, or you can just go on YouTube and find someone who's done like a ship tour. Maybe I should start doing those videos. Go on YouTube and you can find out where the atrium lobby is and where the casino bar is and where the best drinks are and where the best fun is and where the best karaoke is. It's good to familiarize yourself with the ship. And also what goes in with familiarizing yourself with the ship is knowing the ship's activities. There's like a love and marriage show on some of these ships. If you've been married for a long time, or if you think you know your partner through the T, like, hey, why don't you all get on stage and put it to the test, and maybe you can win a free cruise, or maybe win some cash, or maybe even win both. It's really cool to know the itinerary, trivia, dance parties, whatever. Cruises are awesome. Another tip I would like to tell you is to bring lots of $1 bills. Now, how many $1 bills to bring? That is case by case, of course. If you don't think you're going to be drinking much or going to the bar much or going out and doing a lot of shopping, then I think on the lower end. But I think anywhere between 50 and $201 bills is going to really get you through. A lot of times you're going to be wanting to tip the person who's serving you food at night, or if you're going to the bar, you might want to tip them in cash, give them a couple dollar bills, or the person, your stateroom attendant, who's going to be you're going to be seeing throughout your whole tip and cleaning up after you. Maybe you're going to want to give them a few dollars per day, or if you're going to be having room service delivered to you, you want to give that person a couple dollars as well. 50 to 200 I think is perfect. Before I get to my bonus tip, I want to take the time to thank you all for being here, and please like and subscribe if you like the kind of content that you've seen. I'm still working on the general direction of where I should take this channel, so your feedback really means a lot to me. Leave a comment below about what kind of content that you would like to see. Now, my bonus tip is to just smile and be as friendly as possible to everyone that you see. I'm talking about everyone in the cruise terminal, obviously all the guests that you see, every single person in the fun squad, every server, every bartender, every stateroom attendant, even the people that are cleaning the ship. Everyone that you see, smile, talk to them, ask them questions. What do you like about this port? What do you like about cruising? How long have you been working on a cruise? Would you recommend it to someone else? Get to know them. These are really beautiful souls, beautiful people that you will get to meet. I love cruising. Even if you see the cruise director, you will see the cruise director. If you venture out enough, you will see the cruise director doing their thing, and make sure you go up and take a selfie. I love taking selfies with the cruise director. I love taking selfies with the team. They are so friendly. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll see you on my next ship.